But that's what we have to use. And I think there is a fear out there that shouldn't be in the hearts of Americans. But there is.
When he shows up for the Muslim parades and stuff, he's outlawed the National Day of Prayer.
Well, the Day of Prayer went on,
Yeah.
and that judge that ordered that, I think the Day of Prayer will continue on for quite some time.
And isn't he the first president that didn't go to a church on Christmas?
I don't know.
Where was he when they placed the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier?
Well,
In Arlington. Wasn't he in Chicago?
he was in Chicago at a
Dodging
cemetery.
raindrops or something? Sorry, I just
It rained.
You don't like the man.
Well, see, these are all things that go into America's thoughts about their government. And I think it reminds us that we have to control our government. It was Benjamin Franklin was asked by a lady, what form of government do we have? And he said, a republic, madam, if we can keep it. And I think that's where we're at. Can we keep it? I say yes. Americans will keep it. And we go through these ebbs and flows. This has been the scariest one in modern history, in the sense of what it means, not just economic, but freedom issues as well, liberty issues, choice issues. And the fact that we have a world now out there that is starting to lick their chops that America is weakened. So,
Why wouldn't they feel that?
yeah, why wouldn't they? We've not shown anything of strength. And the beauty today, though, is hearing David Petraeus being grilled by the Senate and coming out strong as a soldier, coming out strong as a guy who says it's not our rules of engagement that will win the war. It's our willingness to wage the war and the amount of hurt and damage we can do to our enemy. And I'm sure our president cringed when he heard that. But he doesn't have a choice. He needs Petraeus. He needs Petraeus now to bring this Afghanistan war back to a place we're going to win it. So, and I think he needs it to tell the troops that we're with you, because he isn't telling them that.
Now I do have a question. What's your take on what happened with McChrystal?
On the removal of Crystal, I think he had to do that. I think in talking with military people and military leaders, they would agree. I mean, if it was McChrystal's first disagreement, public disagreement, that might have been one thing. But this was at least the second major one, and I think he had to. So I'm just glad he went to Petraeus, who he disagreed vocally with when he was a senator. So,
as a follow-up to that, do you think that McChrystal did it on purpose? He had to know that he was going to be fired. Did he use that as a way to make it known to everybody, make it obvious of what was going on, maybe bring it back to light a little bit?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're being told that McChrystal voted for Obama. He's liberal. He's liberal in all his positions, except he's a real warrior, real gung-ho fighter, which seems incongruous to some degree for him to be as liberal as he is in social, economic policy, political policy. But I don't know. It might have been just kind of a cavalier spirit that a special ops guy has, and thinking that Rolling Stone magazine is mainstream. I don't know. But he got caught. But it might work the best for our troops and for our country. It's amazing when you still meet young people who are willing to sign up, not just to have a job. There are some that see, I don't have any jobs here in Michigan, so I might as well go in the Army or Navy or Marines. But there are still overwhelming numbers who say, I love America. And my dad did it, my grandfather did it, I'm going to do it. And they go on. I have a young man on my congressional staff, Tony, who was great. He was my executive assistant there, administrative assistant, and he would go to Walter Reed and Bethesda with me when I went numerous occasions to greet our troops and go bedside to bedside. Sue even went with me on a number of occasions as we met these warriors that just, I mean, I came home changed every time with the spirit that was there. One guy who lives just in our district over in Chelsea area, Mike Montaigne, young Marine, who was on his 3rd tour in Iraq, leading his platoon, and Humvee blew up, and he's had 57 surgeries since that time. Lost leg all the way up to here, some brain damage as well, but still a gung-ho guy. He would go back today if he could go back. He skis on a waterboard. He has his own car and truck, started his own business now. Not going to let us stop him. But I remember sitting there at his bedside, and Tony was with me in all these things. When Tony left my office, thought he'd go into politics or various things, and ultimately decided what he wanted to do after what he saw there at Bethesda and Walter Reed. He wanted to go in the military. So he just completed his Ranger training, and now I had the privilege of performing his wedding ceremony to a young school teacher down in Atlanta, Georgia 2 weeks ago. But he saw the attitude, the spirit, the conviction, the character of our troops. In spite of the commander-in-chief, he said, I want to be part of this military.